What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Nick. This is the channel that I talk about cars on. Today I'm going to do a little oil change on my Honda Ridgeline. I'm going to show you how to reset the code. I'm also going to do something that I've never done before. As you can see, I pretty much only use Mobile One, but today I'm doing the unthinkable and I'm giving the old Kirkland signature a shot because it's so cheap. It's literally half price. It's less than half price of the Mobile One synthetic. So let's see how it goes. Now, obviously, to change your oil, you're gonna need to start with some new oil. But let's talk about all the other things that you're gonna need in order to change your oil, which could be a wide variety of things depending on your vehicle. I'm gonna talk specifically about my Honda Ridgeline, which is gonna apply to a lot of other Honda vehicles. Most of the cars that you'll see on my channel will have a very, very similar process and require very, very similar tools. So let's take a look at all those tools. Obviously, you're gonna wanna change your oil filter. You're gonna want to also include a crush washer, which is pretty straightforward. I'll link to all of these things below, but this particular package came from Amazon. It's just a giant package of crush filters, so I don't have to go find them every time I wanna do an oil change on one of my cars. I do recommend using the OEM Honda filters. You can find all the information about these out there on the internet, but there's a few different versions. But like if you look at these product style codes or UPC codes, whatever you want to call it, SKUs, you're going to use this code to even find replacements, even if you want to use something that's not an actual Honda OEM part like this particular one is. And there's a few different versions of this. Thankfully for Hondas, most of them fit all alike. But anyway, this is just a Honda filter. Perfect. I prefer to use something like this to drain my fluid into. This has got a mesh grill to catch your oil pan, drain plug if you happen to drop it or anything else that you might drop down there. 17 millimeter, 10 millimeter, you know, those things that disappear around the garage when you're working on your car. Mine has rollers on it. It's kind of nice to be able to roll it around once you've got a bunch of oil in it. It does get a little heavy, but it's pretty straightforward. Really, you're just trying to get something to keep the oil from just dumping out onto the garage or the driveway or wherever you do your oil changes. As I mentioned, 17 millimeter, this is what most Hondas use, but I would check your owner's manual or maybe check the user manual in the glove box or any of those things that could tell you if a 17 millimeter is the right size for your drain plug bolt. In addition to that, you're gonna need a oil filter wrench. This is the type that snaps onto the back here, and then you unscrew it. You might want to use a slightly smaller one and have it attached like this, clamp down, and you might want a slightly bigger one and clamp down like this. So there's a lot of ways that you can choose to pull your oil filter off. Sometimes you can even just pull off the oil filter by hand. Not in most cases, but it's worth a try before you break out any tools. And of course, you're gonna need shop towels, maybe some more shop towels, and maybe some more shop towels, because it can get messy. And if you're like me, I use these nitrile gloves. I keep them on the side of my toolbox, and they're just a good way to also keep a little bit cleaner and avoid the mess spreading. The other thing I think you should use is one of these little oil filler neck things, just a spout that you add to any of the bottles that you're pouring your oil out of. Teenage me would have just spilled a little bit and lived with it, but fully adult me, still trying to be a kid me, just doesn't like to pick things up. So I don't want to have to clean up my mess any more than I already am going to have to. That said, if you're not using one of these spill-proof mats, you are definitely missing out. They are one of the best investments that I have ever made, and they're about $20 to $30. I typically have some sort of tray like this that holds a towel or something just in case as well. But double that up and you basically got yourself a, I don't want to say spill-proof situation, but if you do spill, you're not going to get it on the garage floor, you're not going to get it in the driveway, depending on where you're doing your oil change. If you are the type of person that has to do the oil changes in the driveway, I highly suggest these ramps to just give you a little bit of extra space. Honestly, the Honda Ridgeline oil filter is pretty easily accessible. I don't know if you can see it up under there, but it's a little blue guy. If you're doing this on the ground, turn your wheels to the right all the way, you'll have better access. If not, and you want to use these kind of ramp support things to give you a little bit more space, it's just a good way to not have to pull out the jack and still be able to get your oil changed. Also, don't mind how dirty this truck is. It's been raining and I just haven't had time to clean it. One thing that will make your life a little bit easier is if you slightly loosen that end cap on your oil container, you won't have quite as many bubbles. If you have a larger capacity engine that's dumping a bunch of oil, bubbles are kind of your enemy when it's dumping, because especially on ones that don't have this mesh filter in the big opening, because the air just gets in the way of the oil getting into the container. So if you don't have this type, make sure you loosen this a little bit. And then you got to make sure to take off this little guy here, which is your crush washer, and replace it. Okay, last two tips. Flat side of the crush washer always goes towards the oil pan. And you can use a plastic bag to kind of catch / hold your oil filter, and it'll keep it from spilling. Not completely. You're always going to spill some. It's just an oil change. Bag worked pretty well. You're going to want to make sure to put a little oil, old oil, new oil, whatever, around that ring before you put it back on. Now through the magic of cinema, I'm up above the truck, my hat's back on. I'm gonna put all 5 of these quarts in, and then it requires 5.7 in the Honda V6, so that's what we're about to do. Then we'll get to resetting the lights. Now because the Ridgeline's oil cap sits so low, you can see down there, I just dropped a little funnel in. You can make a longer one or shorter one or whatever, but a funnel is definitely recommended because there's a big gap between here and here. So hopefully that helps. Now that we're all filled up, I always put the cap back on, start the truck, let it run for a minute or two, check to make sure your oil filter is not leaking, that your drain plug is not leaking, and there's nothing else major going on, and then we'll get in and turn off that dash light. Once you've let the truck run for a minute or two, you just want to make sure that you got enough oil in there. A touch on the high side, but it'll work. Just make sure you're between the 2 lines, basically. That's what they're there for. And get out of the rain before it starts pouring on you. With the Ridgeline, it's easier to make sure that the hood is closed and the door is closed in order for you to go through that menu system. Oh, son of a bitch. All right, so you're back in the truck, you got the hood closed, you got the door closed, so you can scroll through all these menus. You're gonna hit the start stop button twice. Well, you're gonna hit it once, then you're gonna hit it a second time, the lights are gonna all come on. You're gonna scroll through here until you hit the oil light. Then you're gonna hold down the reset button for about 10, maybe even 12 seconds. It's gonna give you the option to say, do you wanna reset this? You scroll down one to select reset, and then you hit reset to select it. And then, I did this on camera, but I wasn't recording. It's gonna pop up, tell you that your oil life is 100%. And if you're lucky, it'll be just in time to avoid the pouring rain, and you'll be able to actually get back out there on the road. So thank you for watching. My name is Nick. If you haven't subscribed already, 99% of you have not subscribed, so it'd be really awesome if you just hit that subscribe button for me. I'm really trying to make this channel happen. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully this helps you. If it did, leave me a comment, let me know. If you have any other tips that you want to leave for other people, feel free to leave the comments below. I'm by no means an expert. I just like doing this stuff, and I figure I'd share I was doing it. So have a great day. Peace.